A lot of ladies come in with pelvic floor dysfunction. They're not pumping the waste products out of their pelvic floor, or you know, they've had episiotomies or something like that. And the pelvic floor, which is the bottom of the, really the diaphragm, the breathing apparatus, they're not working together. And there's a couple of ways to find out if one or both sides of the pelvic floor are active or not active. But the main thing I like to do is just work both sides. One of the ways to do that is to work the adductor muscles. The adductor muscles have firm attachments up on the ischium and onto some of the muscles continuous with the levator ani muscles, all of those pelvic floor muscles, sacrococcygeus muscles, all those things in there. This is my favorite way of doing it. First of all, you've got to get them exactly right on the table. I'm going to flex her knee like that, and then I'm going to come to the end of the table and just pull so that it's absolutely straight. I want that thing exactly straight on the table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to ask permission to be able to come up this side of the leg, and I'm going to tell her exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using my forearm, because she can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to be using my forearm, and I'm going to butt all the way up into the ischial tuberosity with my forearm. You have them properly draped, always, and you always get permission to do this technique. This is a powerful technique. Always do it for your people who may be having pelvic floor dysfunction. So she has given me permission. And so I'm going to come down here and sit at the end of the table and control the foot like this. Because see how this hip's rotating out? So her pelvis is rotating that direction, right? So what I can do is I have the ability to rotate this thigh back around. So that puts a twist in the thigh. I'm going to come in with a forearm, a soft forearm, and I'm going to start traversing up the adductor muscles. Slowly up the adductor muscles. And when you get up here to the pubic ramus, butt into it firmly. Don't be gentle. Rock around in there. Just don't have jiggling arm syndrome. Just come right in and do that. Again, 2 swipes up passively, and then I'm going to ask her to start doing slow pelvic tilts first. Right up in here is where it attaches to pubic ramus, and all of those other continuous fibers are going into the pelvic floor. So you're activating the pelvic floor while you get into this area where all of the attachments are fighting for a place along the bony margin, and that's what you want to be doing. So I'm going to have her pelvic tilt first, and then I'm going to have her do some knee movements. So first, let's just do pelvic tilting. So just start coming back and forth slowly. That, no more than that, just a little bit of that while I come up. This will help guide me. Finding places that might be restricted in the adductor muscles, and then butting up against the pubic ramus and gliding back and forth. Also great for those athletes who have had adductor sprains. This is where it usually tears away from the pubic ramus. Rock and roll with your forearm, no elbows. Okay, now I'm going to change up a little bit, and I'm just going to ask her to do knee flexion and extension, knee flexion and extension. I'm going to do the same thing. See how that allows me to just let her move me along. I'm just following her. And stop. So when I get up to Joe Lynn's pubic ramus again, rock, rock, rock. So I do that about 3 or 4 times to activate the pelvic floor. Really good technique for those ladies who are having things like interstitial cystitis, or they've had a weird childbirth and have had to have episiotomies and things like that, and your athletes who really don't have great diaphragmatic breathing.